Hey, everybody, it's Alex Youngblood. I've got Brian Haskins here with me. We're back for another Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern content call. So we will see how many people jump on here. But today we're going to be talking about outsourcing. And what I love about outsourcing is that it is really the key to taking your business to the next level. And it is the key to getting you from that bridge of having a job to maybe even quitting your job. So as you guys are coming on, just let me know where you're from, what market you're in, and we will get started. Wave, say hello, give us a thumbs up, and we're going to try to give you the best content that we possibly can, and hopefully have a really good discussion here, because this is something that I love, and I know, Brian, you love outsourcing business-wise and stuff. In fact, you're really good putting systems together and things like that and making that all happen. So
yeah, absolutely. It was one of the first steps I took in my business to kind of step myself out of it a little bit, hiring my first virtual assistant and, creating systems and things like that. I mean, it really was kind of what took me from just, kind of having a job that I built for myself in my own real estate business, like you said, to actually building something that was bigger than me. So I love it. I mean, I've been doing, outsourcing with virtual assistants for probably close to, I would say, almost 10 years now. Actually, longer than that, probably close to 11 years now, 11 or 12 years. So
yeah, a lot of people have the feeling that like working with a virtual assistant, and we're not necessarily talking about virtual assistants specifically, but a lot of people get scared when they think, oh, no, I got to hire somebody, or, oh, maybe now I'm responsible for somebody else, or I don't know where to find a virtual assistant, or what is a virtual assistant, or they think it's some kind of weird kind of, overseas kind of weird thing going on. But it's really not that is really something that to the next level. I mean, I remember when I first started, and I said,
you're really breaking up.
I had a no excuses mentality. And I mean, it was so funny because I went through the spreadsheet and I didn't know how to work with Excel and all that stuff. And I was trying to figure out how to eliminate duplicates. So I didn't even know how to sort the columns. So I went through and I was like visually trying, oh, I saw that one already. Oh, I saw that one already. I mean, that's drive, right? Of trying to make this happen, no excuses mentality. But once I got started and I started getting calls, I remember sitting there and trying to call every single person back that would call me from a mailer, whether they left a message, whether they called and hung up, whatever it was. I really was like trying to call every single person back. And I remember I did it a few times and I was like, oh man, how can I not do that again?
Yeah.
And it really is simple to not have to do that.
I didn't know if you could hear me. You were breaking up really bad there. Like it was real pixelated. I didn't know. Could you hear what I was saying?
Well, no. Go ahead and say what you were going to say.
No, I was just letting you know, like it wasn't coming through. So I don't know if it was pixelated for everybody else or not, but it was
okay.
In or out the whole time.
Okay. Well, guys, let us know if you heard what I was saying about me having really bad Excel experiences and me calling everybody back and all that, and realizing at that point that was really the point that I needed to outsource my business. But let's talk about some key things here. And if you guys are on here, give us a thumbs up and let us know you're ready to go. You're ready to rock. You want to talk about outsourcing. You're tired of all the minutia that comes along with business, and we'll get started with that. So, yeah, somebody said I do exactly that. Matt Smith, looks like we lost Brian. So it seems like your webcam went off, Brian. So go ahead and refresh your screen, Brian, and we'll continue. Yep, just refresh that screen. All right, guys, cool. I appreciate all the hearts and the likes and everything. And there, you're back. We're going to give you some great info here. Okay, so let's talk about number one. What is the first thing that we would want to outsource in our business, Brian? What would you say are the first things that we need to outsource?
Yeah, and this is really good information because there's a lot of miscommunication with kind of outsourcing and virtual assistants, like you talked about earlier, with people are scared to make that commitment to hire someone. So one of the things, kind of to preface the question here, is just to let you know that you don't necessarily have to hire someone full time. If you decide to hire virtual assistants now, there's a lot of them that'll work kind of freelance for you, maybe a couple hours here and a couple hours there. So you don't have to necessarily hire someone full time to do things for you. So whenever I consider kind of outsourcing and hiring people, and this is one of the things that we tell a lot of our students, is that you want to outsource and hire people for things that either you don't like to do, things that maybe are important to your business that you don't really care to do, that are maybe getting put off. Another thing that you want to outsource are going to be things that maybe don't make you a whole lot of money, but are things that need to get done in your business. And then also another thing that I always consider outsourcing are things that are really important, that are maybe something that can be outsourced pretty easily, like certain aspects of your marketing, making sure your direct mail campaigns are consistently going out and stuff like that. So those are some of the things that I would consider right out of the gate. I mean, for me, there's a laundry list of things that I don't care to do in my business, but are really important that I don't necessarily have to do myself. So that's a really perfect thing that I could consider outsourcing, because I don't have to necessarily do that or be present to get those things done. So that's where I would kind of recommend starting out.
Yeah. Things that are necessary, but you don't want to do, right? So
Yep.
for instance, like I was talking, returning phone calls of calls that have come in, right? If you guys are not calling back everybody called in, whether they've left a message or not, you are missing money. It's that simple. So doing something like that and paying somebody just a small hourly wage to do that, or to even text people back, using CallRail that people call in. You could simply use a quick text feature and text people back and say, "Hey, I saw you called. Can I help you with anything?" And all they have to do is copy and paste that to everybody that's called you, and you want to get back with them. And that's money. That's huge. That's such a huge ROI. I mean, what would you guys go ahead and comment? What do you think you would have to pay somebody to do that hourly, to simply copy and paste a response into like CallRail and text people back? Let me know what you think you would have to pay to do that. And we'll clear up some misconceptions here, or handle that. But some other things that you need to outsource, right? So there are money-making things that you need to outsource, but then there are things that we have to do that don't make us money, right? There are things that have to be done, but don't make us money, unfortunately, as a direct action. So we'll talk about some of those things. What would you say those things are, Brian, that we should outsource?
Yeah, so for me, like a lot of the things that I know that I needed to do were, simple things like, bookkeeping is one of them that I didn't really care to do. So I would outsource things like that. Like you mentioned earlier, going through like Excel documents and just things that, follow up, little things that are simple that maybe, they're just time. You just don't have enough time in the day to do those. I mean, little things like that are all things that someone can do for you.
Right. Absolutely. Now, some people are commenting here. Some people say $5 an hour. Some people say $12 to $15 an hour in terms of hiring a virtual assistant. And in fact, you're all right. But I have a virtual assistant. I pay $3 an hour. So you can. It just depends on the caliber of the work that you're looking to have. 12 to 15 per hour. You could be paying somebody locally here in the U.S. for that amount of money. So. $3 to $5 an hour is good for like data entry type stuff. When you start talking to the point of the virtual assistants actually talk to people, then you might want to, you're going to get up into that $8, $10, maybe $12 range or something like that, depending on, the type of person or the English that you're getting. So, very good numbers there that you guys are throwing out. All right, let's see. And here's the most important thing, right, when it comes to outsourcing. And if you guys are ready for me to unveil the most important thing that you need to outsource, give me a thumb and let me know. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But so part of what Brian and I do in this with regards to this Facebook group, right, is we are helping people in their businesses within our implementation program. We talk about things like this, outsourcing, or helping you get to that next level, right? So if you're in your business and it's just you and you're doing everything, right, that's a hard position to be in because it's all based on you. But we can help you identify that parts in the business that you need to move to that next level. So it could be the marketing. It could be the point where you're ready to hire that your lead, a lead manager, and then maybe move to an acquisitions manager kind of thing. But it all starts with identifying where you're at. So if you don't know where you're at, then you're not going to know where you want to go. So our program helps meet you where you're at to get you where you want to go. So Brian's going to post a link here, and you can simply apply for the program. And if it's a fit, then we'll get forward. We'll start out with your first one-on-one call. We'll identify where you're at, set some goals that you need to hit in order to move to that next level. And building systems and things like that is one of those things that's going to take you to the next level. So go ahead and apply, and we'd be glad to schedule a call with us and talk to you and see what to see how we can help you out. So, all right. So the next thing here, and the biggest and most important thing that we need to outsource is, somebody go ahead and comment below and let me know what you think the most important thing that we need to outsource. Because if this is not done, we are in big trouble. And if this is not done, we are going to be working our way towards the unemployment line. What is it? What is it that we need to outsource? Yourself. No, we cannot outsource ourselves. What is it that we need to outsource? Think about the phone ringing. If the phone ain't ringing, we ain't cha-chinging, right? Think about getting the phone to ring. What do we need to do in order to get the phone ring? Let's see. VAs, yourself. Outsourcing VAs. No, that's not it. What do we need to do to get the phone ring? Whether it's here, I'm giving you the answer right here. Whether it's cold calling, whether it's mailing, whether it's going out there and just making offers on properties that are already listed on Zillow or something like that that are for sale by owner. It's marketing. Yes, that's right. Marketing. That's the source the most. If we don't, it's not going to happen. It's just if it's based on you, there it is, marketing. If it's based on you, chances are it's not going to happen, and it's not going to happen on time, right? Because there's only so many hours in a day we can try to fit everything into the business that we absolutely have to do. So setting up simple marketing schedule and then having somebody adhere to it, that is the most important thing that you can do. So when it comes to outsourcing marketing, Brian, what are some important things you would say we need to do in order to make that happen?
Yeah, I mean, the concept behind outsourcing your marketing and stuff like that. I mean, there's certain things that you can't necessarily outsource, but just like you said earlier, you want to make sure that it's done in spite of you. So there's a lot of things by human nature we do as people that you're forgetful, or maybe you don't do things like that, to where something doesn't get done. So whenever you're considering your marketing, there's some things that can easily be outsourced, and there's some things that really can't be outsourced. So obviously, if you're doing cold calling, you may have to hire a pretty good virtual assistant to do the actual cold calling for you. But if you're sending text or ringless voicemail or things like that, those are great things that can be outsourced, or direct mail. It's very simple to kind of create a system or a video training that you hand over to a virtual assistant to where they're going to send out your direct mail for you. There's a lot of companies like clicktomail.com is a great company you can use to send out your direct mail. And what's nice about Click to Mail is you can prepay the money in your account, so your virtual assistant can actually send out those campaigns for you. So that's one of the easiest things that you can do when it comes to your marketing, is have your direct mail or ringless voicemail, or if you're having a virtual assistant go out and maybe collect lists for you and things like that. Those are great ways that they can help kind of outsource and automate certain aspects of your marketing, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know what the best thing is when you get to a website online, right? You're trying to aggregate leads, and you're trying to tax delinquent, code violation, whatever it is, and you bring it up online and you look at it, you're like, oh man, I gotta copy and paste all this. And then you say, oh no, actually I could send this to my VA. And then you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning and the spreadsheet is all there and all set to go. And all you have to do is sit out at that point. I mean, that's the best possible feeling when it comes to outsourcing.
Yeah, and what's nice about that is the thought process behind doing this is you're creating a system once. So you're writing down step by step what you would normally do. You're doing it once, and then you're having someone else do it moving forward. So that's the beauty of it. Not only are you going to save time today, but you're going to save time for the rest of your business. And that's why simple things like this are going to be such a big time saver for you in the future.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, just put in the work once and it'll continue to work for you. Then you just have to manage the process along the way and keep it going, So one cool tip I'm going to give you here on using an automated follow-up system using a virtual assistant. If you want to hear it, I'm going to give it to you. Give me a thumbs up, hearts, likes, all that good stuff. And I will give you a simple, quick little system that you can use to follow up people using CallRail and such, right? So go ahead and give us that, and I will be glad to give you a simple system that you can start using today using a virtual assistant or yourself if it's only you. But we're talking about outsourcing, so don't do it yourself. Get a VA to do it for you. And real quick, using finding a VA, you can find somebody on Upwork. You can find somebody on onlinejobs.ph. Let's see, what are some other sites that you can find some freelance? Fiverr, right?
Yep, Fiverr is a great place to build relationships with people. You start out small with a really small project, and if it works out well, you can always hire them, for bigger projects and stuff like that. But Fiverr is a great way to find really inexpensive workers for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, cool. I appreciate all the love that we're getting here. I appreciate that. Very good. All right. So if you are looking for a simple system to outsource to a VA when it comes to follow-up, and the VA never has to pick up the phone, and basically what they're going to do is you're going to sit in CallRail, right? So you're going to sit in CallRail. You're going to go every call that comes in, you're going to send them a text back. And you could do that with a quick text feature that's built into CallRail, right? So all you do is go in there and copy and paste the same response to the people that have called in. Everybody's getting a text follow. Everybody's getting a contact, right? So because these people have called you, you can legally, again, I'm not a lawyer or an attorney or anything, because these people have called you, you can send them a broadcast message back in the sense of a ringless voicemail, right? So for everybody that comes in, you can have a system where they all get text and they all get a ringless voicemail using live broadcast or something like that. And it's out and it says, hey, it's your voice, right? So you record the voice. And, hey, it's Alex. Sorry, I missed your call. But if it was about the property we're looking to sell, please get back with me and I'll be glad to talk to you, right? So the VA is just basically pulling levers and moving switches, and there's texts going out that look like it's you, and there's voicemails that are going out that looks like it's you, and you could be on the beach in Tahiti at the same time while this is all happening. And you could look on your app, on your CallRail, on your phone, and you could see things going on, and it's being done 100% in spite of you, which is absolutely awesome. I love seeing. And then when you see somebody that's motivated, right, you can simply intervene at that point. Once you see the text messages and voicemails and things going on, people are going to start responding. And that at that point, you're going to start talking to people that are actually motivated and skipping ahead of all the tire kickers that you don't want to talk to. And that is the magic of outsourcing. So if you guys appreciate this info, give it a thumbs up, give it a share. Actually in the group, I don't think you can share it, but you could tag people. If you think somebody you know that wants to hear it, post their name and tag them in the comments, and we appreciate it. So again, if you're looking at taking your business to the next level, you like this information, you want more information that's going to skyrocket your business and take you to that next level and pull you out of the business so that you are no longer a slave to the business and you're getting leads, you're getting deals, and you have a true business, hit us up on the implementation link and we'll be glad to schedule a strategy session with you and get things going. So appreciate everybody being on the call. Do you have any other thoughts, Brian, that you'd like to convey about outsourcing?
No, I mean, I think we covered a lot. I mean, it's becoming more and more common now. I mean, when we first started doing outsourcing and things like that, there was a lot of pushback, but I think it's getting a lot more common now, and I think people, are a lot more open to the idea. So I would highly recommend using it. It's really easy, guys. I mean, use kind of the concepts that we talked about on here, and maybe try your first project. Try something simple and start outsourcing one thing in your business and see where that leads you. I think you guys will really like the process, and it's a heck of a lot easier now. There's a lot of really great people out there that you can hire, and a lot of them are already doing a lot of the same stuff that you're going to want them to do. So it's going to be pretty easy than whenever we first started, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys. If you've joined from the email list, I see people that are just hopping on, but the same link, you'll be able to watch the video in its entirety. And if you're on the email list, we'll send it out to you so you can check it out. So we'll see you guys. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.